is it like hopeful for you, or is it a way to like claim your progress, or like because it seems like you were responding to like maybe the younger, newer artists were very
Mhm.
kind of a more moody space.
Right,
And I didn't know if
right.
maybe you thought because like maybe you were a little further. Like I'm sure you maybe had your moodiness at one point in time. And so you
Yes,
kind of wanted to balance
yeah.
it out a little bit.
I think you're right. You're right because in my head, what motivate me to use that song is is the message
Mm,
of this song is something that I want the audience and everybody to hear
right.
because it's about self-empowerment. It's about addressing how different views, and yes, I may be sparkly and all this, but open up your perspective.
Hmm.
That song is just amazing for me, and I've been holding into that song. I think that was the moment that that for me to use this song,
Right.
and especially having the kids. I will just say kids because
Right.
they're like half of my age. I'd like them to see the world in a different way. That yes, you are in this stage in your life, and it's part of growing pains.
Yeah, yeah.
But eventually things will get better. My parents. I'm not a good. Like, I'm not a straight A kid.
Right.
Like I rebel. I run. I sneak out at night. you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So like all this. So but the hope of that there are great things that will
Hmm.
happen. We just need to be open about it.
Yeah.
You
Do you
know?
feel that like being in Idaho in particular kind of is like the right place for what you want to do? Because I know you were like in the
Hmm.
Philippines and you were in
Hmm.
LA and like, but does it
Right.
feel like Idaho is just like a better fit for it right now, or?
Well, that's a very good question because that's a question as well that most of my friends' family is asking why in Idaho when you decided to do this. You know, it's because again, the people that I have worked with during, the drag shows, seeing their struggles and I may not be able to relate to their current condition because we have a different background. I have more support than most of them.
Right.
But if I could be that little glimpse of
Hmm.
light,
Yeah, yeah.
and I feel like, whatever greater power it is that brought me here
Mm,
and allow me to do this and to convey a message of hope, of self-empowerment, of positivity, or even addressing issues that kids nowadays are facing is something that I don't know, it just come organically.
hmm. Yeah, but it sounds like you're saying that you believe your the higher power, your higher power, whatever, kind of is calling you to do drag.
Right. I think that's where the spirituality comes in, right? So
Yeah.
I have this hodgepodge of spirituality from Catholicism. I mean, a lot of it, if we take the religious part of it, it's really like a little bit too much, right?
Mm,
But I grew up, or at least, how I grew up is taking the good and learning
yeah.
from the bad. And during the journey in our lives, we search for answers. We search for ways to basically connect to
Right.
whatever higher power. The reason why I'm saying higher power is because like there's a struggle in me about saying God,
Yeah.
you know, because the God is a concept that some people might not believe, and some people have a very strong belief that they're attached to it. But that attachment is what's keeping us from opening up ourselves,
Mm,
because we become so attached to what the rules are that we forget that we're living. Life
mm,
unfolds. And that's what I learned from, practicing Buddhism, at certain point in my life. I think in era
Uh-huh.
2005 or 2005 to, like about 5 years of practicing of that, because,
Yeah.
moving to from the Philippines to the US, it's about the US is a Eastern philosophy is different. So it's more therapy and all this. So it's like the
Yeah, yeah.
psychology of things, right? So I tried that, but still there is something that is missing,
Mm.
So I'm trying to connect, and Catholicism or whatever, it doesn't match. I went with my husband's religion, Methodist. I love it, similar
Mhm.
to Catholic without the cross and kneeling and standing and all
Right.
this shebang.
Yeah.
But I love when we used to go to church is hearing the, I would say, sermon, but it's not the sermon. It's how, the pastor would give this, you know how do you call
Message or
it?
yeah, like a
Message,
message, yeah.
right? And that is very compelling to me because it's like how you connect the story in the Bible with
Mhm.
how we are living their life today, right?
Right.
So so after that we went through this, discovering the lessons of Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism.
Mhm.
Um, so it's more about the compassion. So and that stuck with me more
Gotcha.
because it's more of, I would say, applicable to day-to-day life.
Gotcha. It's useful.
It's more
Like
useful because it's
yeah.
about dealing with other people and dealing about yourself.
Mm.
It's the discovering of what's, about the ego, and discovering about, if you keep focusing on, "Oh, what about me, what about me, what about me," that's when we start not giving,
Right.
not opening up ourselves, because it leads to some, like, that we're afraid that something will happen, something will take advantage, someone will hurt us. It's
Yeah.
about protecting the ego.
Mhm.
And that's how I see, like when I say life unfolds every day, right? So
Mhm.
as we unfold, having that, compassion and awareness really, like my teacher would say, we have two options: do you want drama or do you want peace of mind?
Mm.
That's very powerful to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nothing about the
Which one did
religion.
you pick? I'm just
It depends.
depends
It
on the day,
depends,
huh?
right? But it's good because if I want drama, I see it, because I see it. Like there was a time that I'd like to instigate an argument or a conflict
Mm.
just because I just want to feel righteous.
Mhm. Yeah.
But if I go that way, it causes a lot of drama.
Mm. Yeah. Can be
And the
toxic.
sad part is my victims are either my husband or my mom. I will call my mom from the Philippines just to scream at her,
Oh,
to feel,
wow.
to say something that I'm right about, you know. So
Mhm.
the conversation becomes sour.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, like, for years, it's like that. Just like my mom was like, "Why did you even call me if you're just going you know,
Yeah,
to
she's like, "I don't
argue?"
wanna hear all this."
Yes, right. But again, it's a part of the journey.
Mhm.
That there's some part of us that got used to this drama, the cattiness,
Yeah, yeah.
that sometimes want to come out. But then again, that's when the awareness comes in,
Mhm.
right? That, do you want to listen to that voice or to the peace of mind?
Yeah, yeah.
And that comes with maturity as well. The younger we are, we're easily run by our emotions. Like you're
Yeah.
driving, someone cut you off, and the next thing you know, you're screaming and cursing inside your car. Nobody can hear you. You look like a crazy person from the outside world you
Yeah.
know so, like, so through that, it's the awareness. I mean, it still comes out. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a journey. Like I said, it's a continuous work, because there are times that I'd like to happen now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I'm curious, we're about, like, 5 minutes left or so,
Okay.
um, And I'm curious. I know, like, I mean, I've really enjoyed getting to hear what drag means to you, and like, it seems like it's coming from like a space of wanting to be of service and kind of part of being part of community. And I know that you have a large social media presence, and you've been really big on kind of talking about the importance of protecting drag. And I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
give you an opportunity to talk about why protect drag.